So I'm going to be sharing with you a message I received from Earth Mission Command, which is an energy that I channel a lot. This message is a view of 2025, but not as in a preview of what is coming to us, but more a preview of what we are going to be asked to move into, how we're being asked to start responding to the world in the current circumstances and conditions that are happening, what is required of us humans as an output into the world to continue becoming better at being human. So my name is Emily, and I will just simply be reading the channel message that I previously wrote. A message of hope. Dear Commanders, it's beautiful to see so many humans called to take greater responsibility for their well-being. What a great sign of enlightenment. What a great sign of mastery. There is no greater responsibility than that of your own well-being. And for many, in fact most humans on this earth, this is neither obvious nor logical. How can looking after my own well-being be so vital? Isn't it selfish? Isn't it invisible? It doesn't add to my value or to the mark I make on the world. So how can it be so important? This is what we have come to clarify and explain today. As you understand the process of breathing, you know that inhaling is only half the equation, and without the exhale, it's incomplete. In fact, there's no life without the full equation. If you transpose this image to yourself in your relationship with life, you can imagine life as a current that comes to you. As you're receiving the experiences, you're inhaling life. Your response to these experiences, whether through emotions, thoughts, words, actions, or inaction, is your output or exhalation. If you're stressed, fearful, overworked, or angry, when you inhale life or receive the events and experiences that the currents bring to you, they go through that lens. Even a positive event like your child being chosen to compete in a regional contest or an invitation to an out-of-town party will be seen as adding to your stress, worry, or anger. It will feel like added complications, extra organization, or more pressure on your plate. And it's not about the experience itself. It's all about your state of being when the news came to you. In a peaceful or neutral state, you may have felt pride in your child or excitement about going out of town. Your current state of being is the lens through which you process life, and your well-being gives you access to a higher quality of experience. Whatever your first reaction is to your child or your friends, this shapes the story that will unfold. This is what some refer to as a timeline. It impacts which timeline you get to walk into. Is it the one where your child feels that his success adds to your stress, or where your friends feel that hanging out with them is a chore for you? These are just two examples out of the millions we could provide, as your state of being taints every minute of your everyday life and continuously influences the environment around you. Most of the time, this impact is invisible to see, and yet it doesn't make it less real. Your state of being is the lens through which you translate life. If you remember nothing else from this message, this is a key piece. When moving through life, prioritizing your well-being means that you are choosing to keep a neutral lens on life, which leaves room for positive anticipation, excitement, joy, gratitude, serenity, and fulfillment. a neutral lens is full of love. Now that may be a leap for many of you, because most don't think of love as a neutral energy, and yet this is what true love truly is. Love is the ability to perceive the presence of all possibilities and maintain an impartial, open, and welcoming attitude through total trust in life. That is what love is in its unconditional form. It will take some time for humans to fully grasp the truth in that, because you are taught that love is unique and special between two people, and you have had to find different words to qualify it in different situations. You've given it many restrictions and contracts to hold it in place. The reality of it is that love is at the basis of every human interaction. We speak here not only of the complicated array of feelings you have for your parents, brothers or sisters, partners, children, friends or colleagues. We are speaking of all human interactions, even with the cashier at the grocery store or the person who honks at you in the traffic. All human interactions have their basis in one thing: love. Your state of being is what allows it in, and your level of well-being determines the amount you allow yourself to feel. Human interactions, if you perceive life through the lens of unity consciousness, are interactions with other aspects of yourself. Whether the other is reflecting something about you that you like or not, the reason this interaction is on your path is that it's valuable to all involved. This is another important concept to grasp. Anchoring that in your being is extremely salutary. Because this experience is valuable to me, I conjured the right elements to manifest it and found willing participants to play the required roles. The people you meet are unconsciously, for the most part, willing participants in your experience because they also gain something valuable from it. With this understanding, can you start to grasp that love is at the basis of all human interactions? If the experience you're having triggers negative emotions, this statement is still absolutely true. All this means is that one or more of the participants are not allowing love in and stepping away from who they are to enable the experience that was called in. Just as you know how unpleasant it is to be off-centered, you can imagine that it is the same for others, whether they are aware of it or not. If you focus on receiving the value of the experience and loving the other person for allowing it in as best they could so you could both experience it, you will disarm the negative ripple effect, avoid the sometimes long journey to forgiveness, and just receive the elevating growth from the experience. This may seem as far-fetched as turning the other cheek, but you only need to try it to understand the incredible momentum you gain. By seeing every interaction from the perspective of an interaction between two parts of yourself, seated in love, you receive life through a neutral lens, expecting to perceive the added value of it. In this state, there is no resistance to life, and so the benefits can be visible to you instantaneously. This is what humans need to move into the next stage of their evolution. So much time is wasted in trying to control behaviors because it isn't understood what triggers the behaviors in the first place. Whatever experience is needed to help you grow into understanding and clarity will take place. The more weight is put on thoughts, emotions, actions, or inaction, the less at ease humans are to give expression to what is truly within them. By reversing the focus from the material consequence of the event to viewing it as an act of reciprocal, unconditional love, we can more easily diffuse the wave of chaotic confusion that would surround it. As an unconditional act of love, how is this of value for each person involved? The value will take on a different shape for everyone, but the outcome will be unanimously powerful. This method calls for people to value more the way they feel than to identify right from wrong. It calls for people to see beyond the material consequence. It calls for people to use their emotions as a compass back to joy. It calls for people to melt their preconceived ideas of each other and to see the world with constantly renewed eyes who let in the love and the light, even when it's not obvious to see. To begin to see all human interactions this way requires discipline. It requires courage and it requires resilience. The learned way is the easy way. Point out the outcome and find where the blame lies. That's the old way. For the courageous, leading-edge humans that you are, the new way is to ask, how does this serve all those involved? This is the accelerator, and this is how all can unite in solutions. In polarization, you can only ever receive parts of the truth. In unity, you perceive the whole truth. Dear commanders, this is where the winds take you on this new year. This is the state of being you are asked to aim for and honor. This is how you cultivate hope in your own heart and in the hearts of others. The answers that will come to you when you ask this question will unlock high timelines and potentials. They will lead you in new directions you would not have thought of before. To take full ownership of your state of being, responsibility over your well-being, and a unified view of problems or events will transform the way you think life works. We tell you now this is not an easy road because many occurring events will be challenging to conceive as being seated in love, and yet this is the path forward. It's only through a community of like-minded people that you can achieve progress in this endeavor. The people you see around you, around this table, are all humans who resonate with the energy of a commander. We speak of the title of commander that we bestow upon humans who actively seek to enjoy their lives and help humanity return to its essence of light. In a community such as this one, you will receive our support as well as the support of your fellow commanders, whether they are new to the title or not. This space was created for this purpose. The Commander program exists for this purpose. Of course, it's not for everyone, because not everyone is ready to share who they are and their progress. There are many ways to reach this objective that we have outlined. What we simply wish to ask of you is that you find your way and you begin taking steps into seeing your human interactions through this neutral lens of love and through this question, how does this serve me and all those involved? This is a task that others before us have seeded, and it's a task that you are ready to take on. This is what helps you rebirth into the light. Are you up to the challenge, dear commanders? We wish you all a wonderful year. It is an honor to interact with and support you. We are Earth Mission Command. listening. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments and I will do my best to reply. Big hugs.